Breast breathing is going to be about 40% inspiration versus 60% expiration, and we only use up our tidal volume. The muscles that we engage are going to be the diaphragm and the external intercostals for inspiration, and expiration is going to be a passive process. Then when we switch to speech breathing, we tap into our inspiratory reserve volume a little bit for that first deep inhale of breath, and then as we get to the end of our speech, we wind up at the trough of our tidal volume. The muscles that we engage are going to be the diaphragm, the accessory muscles of the chest wall, as well as the interchondral portion of the internal intercostals for inspiration. And then for expiration, we're going to contract the abdominal muscles as well as the interosseous portion of the internal intercostals. And then to maintain speech and vocal intensity, we need subglottal pressure, which is the force exerted on our vocal folds to help them vibrate. And to do this, we need respiratory support in that intake of air in order to maintain that pressure that we need for speech. When we switch from rest breathing to speech breathing, we wind up switching to a timing of about 10% inspiration versus 90% expiration. And in order to do this, we need to contract our diaphragm and use our accessory muscles of the rib cage wall and the interchondral portion of our internal intercostals to take that first deep breath, switching to that 10% inhalation and then that slow exhale with our abdominals and the interosseous portion of the internal intercostals. And then when we start running out of breath, we wind up at the bottom of the trough of our tidal volume, possibly dipping a little bit into our expiratory reserve volume if we didn't plan accordingly. And in order to maintain that pressure, we have to contract our abdominals and the interosseous portion of our internal intercostals to help maintain that pressure and get out our speech.